Welcome back to this mini-series. If Welcome back to this mini-series. So if you've already caught fire by now, that's fantastic. That's the whole point of this. We do have to talk about the legal side of things, and with that we're entering dangerous territory, and I have to emphasize that by no means I'm a legal expert, and also this is changing basically day by day. So if you're considering to set up a DAO in a legally compliant way, you have to find a lawyer who specializes in this. And a tiny hint to all the lawyers watching, this is a huge market gap. Now, having something on-chain gives you many advantages that we've already discussed. But the problem is that some things still happen in the real world and require a person or legal entity as a counterparty. And just to give you a few examples, you want to run advertisements, or you want to hire somebody who doesn't accept crypto token as payment, or you would like to accept payments in fiat currencies. These are just a few examples, but there are plenty, and you're going to run into them sooner than you want. Even if you try to keep everything on-chain, there are just some things that you simply can't do. There are some countries like the Bahamas or the Cayman Islands or the Philippines that let you set up companies and do with it pretty much whatever you want. The problem is obviously trustworthiness here. So the second option is you separate between software builder, token issuing company, and the trusting party. Again, a problem here is that this system is actually quite fragile and expensive to operate. So the third option that you could go for is what is called a DAO LLC or Wyoming DAO LLC or whatever combination. So just Google for that and you will find plenty of information. But what it boils down to is that contrary to other companies, you can actually have code be the legal counterpart, and you can have addresses, crypto addresses, be the legal owner of company shares. And what this gives you is a legal framework for companies, for DAOs to have all the decisions that are made on-chain become the real deal in the real world. And this is actually quite exciting, and I'm glad that Wyoming went ahead and basically established this framework for these for these structures. Now, a problem that we see is that in the US on a federal level, they are not necessarily pro-crypto or crypto-friendly, and a consequence of this might be that things are going to fall apart quite soon. So I'm not trying to make this a political argument here. This is just an observation, and if you're planning to set up a DAO in such a way, then you might be able to get away with it today, but you have to play for some contingency that this might be subject to change in very due course. Now, summing up, all three options have some benefits as well as some disadvantages. And again, I have to stress this. You can do a lot of stuff just on chain, but if you want to make it work in a fully legally compliant way, then you have to consult with somebody, because it will change depending on where you are and depending on what your objectives are and so on and so forth. And this is something that you really want to have certainty over, at least to the degree that this is even possible. Now, when we're talking about the policies that are being put out, I think it's also important to highlight two driving factors. So politicians are generally trying to protect the individual. So this has to do with security laws and essentially keeping people from doing stupid things. And the other driving factor that we see is that governments are trying to ensure control over man-made structures, right? And this might never be said out loud, but this is just the reality of it, right? And it's not that I have anything against it, this is just the nature of the beast, if you will. But this is another thing that you need to keep in mind, right? So just because something is technically possible, it doesn't mean that everybody is actually supportive of it.